The chair calls Jennifer Toon, representing the Coalition of Texans with Disabilities and Self, who is registered for the bill. Can you please state your name, whom you represent in your position on the bill?
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, committee members. My name is Jennifer Toon. I'm representing the Coalition of Texans with Disabilities and myself. I am here in favor of this bill. As a person with lived experience in the justice system, I know the importance of redemption. In 1994, I was 15 years old when I was given a 20-year sentence with eligibility for parole after 10. Now, this was a tough sentence, but at least I had hope. It was nothing compared to many of the teenage girls who I was incarcerated alongside with. These girls, who are now middle-aged, are still working on sentences that range between 50 to 70 years. I know their stories intimately, stories of childhood abuse, undiagnosed mental health problems, and desperation. I know their stories well because those are my stories. Youth who receive the harshest punishments in the criminal justice system are those who have the highest level of vulnerability. Study shows that prior to committing an offense, these children have witnessed violence in their homes and in their communities and experienced trauma such as physical and sexual abuse. Almost 2 decades of research show that very few of these children go on to commit crimes as they get older. They grow out of behavior that is often a product of chaotic and traumatic childhood experience and begin to develop normal adult impulse control. And we also know that long-term incarceration of these children increases their risk for early development of chronic illnesses and disabilities. They also become institutionalized, having trouble thinking and acting independently because they were forced to conform to the institution for survival. Upon release, they then become dependent on public programming and are most likely to reside in shelters or transitional housing. HB 686 would allow kids a chance to move past their childhood mistakes and develop a meaningful adult life on the outside. While the state is responsible for making sure that they are accountable for their actions, it must also itself be held accountable for ensuring that children have a reasonable opportunity for rehabilitation and a return to society. What I came here today was to tell you that we were never ever the super predators of the 1990s, children who pseudo-scientific research claimed were beyond reach or without remorse. Data proved that inaccurate. My own success and the quiet, persevering spirit of the girls who are now women, who I left behind those gates, that proves that wrong. The super predator theory of the early 90s is a thing of the past, yet the children and the families and the communities it affected the most still continue to be harmed by its legacy. With HB 686, legislators are now tasked to usher in the hope of redemption to those of us who were told that there was none. Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony. Members, are there any questions for this witness? Okay, thank you. The chair